Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my bedroom. Hello, hi. That's kind of an awkward intro. I feel like all of my talking videos are always awkward intros. It always takes me a second to get into the flow, but I'm excited for today's video because not only have I gotten a lot of requests to make this kind of video whenever I am, in my medicine cabinet taking vitamins or oils or just wellness type things, do I always get a lot of questions and I get requests like, can you please explain more about what you're using? And in my head, side note, I always think that I have. I always think that I've already made all these videos explaining myself. And I think maybe I have over my long period of time on YouTube, because as of this December, I will have been on YouTube for 9 years, not 10, oops, 9 years. So I think I have, but I haven't talked about this type of stuff in a while. And that's partially, like I said, not only because I feel like I already have talked about it, but also partially because, some natural stuff, a lot of more natural products, it's kind of off the beaten path a little bit. And I'm obviously not a doctor. That's kind of the first thing at the top of this video, by the way, to give a disclaimer. None of this is medical advice. I am not any kind of medical professional, nothing. You could just assume I don't know what I'm talking about. That being said, this is all of my personal kind of perspectives, opinions. I will say, even though I jokingly put this self-deprecating, I don't know what I'm talking about, I have done a lot of research. Sometimes I will get comments on my channel for things that I choose to do that are once again off the beaten path, and people will be like, do your research. And I'm like, if you only knew how much research I've actually done. I do a lot of research. So I think that, people can come to different conclusions through research. It doesn't mean they haven't done their research. I also think every body is different. People need different things. But because I've gotten so many questions and I haven't touched on these things in a while, I wanted to share kind of my go-to natural items in my medicine cabinet and explain to you why they're my go-tos. And also, the other reason that I'm excited for this video is because this is a collab with two channels that I love, that inspire me in my, we're gonna call it a fake homestead, but so much. So the two ladies that I'm collabing with today are Lee from Little House on the Mountain and Nicole from Greeting Tree Farm. And they're both just really talented in all things homesteading, natural living, cooking, all of that. And I have found myself learning so many things from both of their channels in all of those areas. They both grow a lot of their own food and are continuing to move forward in that and grow more. They're both into, like I said, natural wellness, which is something that I really like and am interested in. And yeah, I've just appreciated following both of their channels. And so if you're into that kind of stuff, I highly suggest checking them out. I also love both of their energies. Both of them have very joyful, peaceful energies about them, and just their personalities are just, yeah, that joyful and peaceful. And I really enjoy watching their content. So I'm gonna link their videos down below, so be sure to go over, check them out, subscribe if you do like their content, and tell them that I sent you their way. And with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and jump right in and start showing you my go-tos in my medicine cabinet. Now, I will say, these are not my necessarily how would you word this, daily multivitamins per se. I actually use and take a lot more than what is being shown here. But this is kind of stuff, because I was thinking from the perspective of medicine cabinet, things that I might reach for if I want to boost my immune system. Some of them I do take daily and I'll address when I hit them. But then some of them are I'm feeling a little run down, I need a little extra boost, and I reach for this. So we're gonna start with my favorite tried and true supplement. If you've been around my channel for a long time, you know that this has been my favorite holistic remedy, treatment, whatever you wanna call it, of like everything I've ever used, because I have a whole like crazy health story behind stumbling upon the literal miraculous powers of vitamin C. But it's just kind of stuck with me for like 15 years since I first stumbled upon how amazing this was in my body. And I have a lot of kind of like beliefs around vitamin C. Now, first off, this brand Solaray, I really like them in general. And what I like about this vitamin C, I'm very picky. I don't like taking tablets. I like taking capsules because I don't always feel like tablets, like our body digests them the best. And sometimes I think people can like poop them out and it's like not even fully digested. Whereas the capsule, I think, breaks down a little bit easier when we're taking them and digesting them. Now, once again, not a doctor. I feel like I have to put that on a preface with everything, but I want to like actually share what I've learned and what I've experienced. And the thing with vitamin C is we are the only mammals, to my knowledge, that do not create our own ascorbic acid, which ascorbic acid is like the proper term or whatever for vitamin C. So for example, like dogs, they will often lick injuries because their mouths create ascorbic acid. So the ascorbic acid is healing on the cut or the injury or whatever. And we don't. And ascorbic acid can actually, you can like burn through your supply. And as humans, we have to actually eat vitamin C to replenish it in our body. And we need vitamin C for everything, just on like a day-to-day basis. I mean, our body burns more vitamin C if you're under stress. Any kind of stress, emotional stress, even like working out too hard, that is a stressor on your body, and our body uses more vitamin C in that instance. When you're sick and you're fighting something, which is really kind of what made me reach for this video, vitamin C gets used more rapidly by our body. Now, like I said, I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but I had a pretty serious long-term illness like 14 years ago, and no one could treat us. Like I said, I don't even know how to give the Cliff Notes. That is the Cliff Notes, I guess. No one could figure out what was going on. We went through like our mainstream medical provider, and it kind of got to the point where they were like, we really don't know what's going on. And so my parents started looking at alternative health options, and they stumbled across a doctor in San Francisco who was like a pioneer in the study and observation of vitamin C and how it reacted in humans' bodies. And so we ended up visiting him in San Francisco, and basically the information that he gave us was that he believes that different sicknesses kind of have a different number of vitamin C that they can tolerate. And that's not a hard and like fast number per like, you know, a cold is always this many grams. But he said in general, it fluctuates in people. And the way that you can kind of tell how much to take is that you take to bowel titration. Now there is a lot of debate here, and I've mentioned this before. People will kind of say that, you know, vitamin C can cause kidney stones. And I did see one comment in one of my videos, someone that was like, no, my mom's kidney stones were caused by vitamin C. And I'm not going to say that's not the case. Maybe your mom's kidney stones were caused by vitamin C. But the thing for me personally, not a doctor, not a medical practitioner, but for me personally, what I like about reaching for more holistic treatments is there just typically aren't as many side effects. People typically aren't, you know, dying from vitamins like they can from certain pharmaceutical drugs. And so it's very helpful, and it makes a lot of sense when you look into some of the research behind this, in my opinion, which once again, someone might have a different opinion. But so what he said was you take your vitamin C to bowel titration. So typically a healthy person can handle about 2,000 to 3,000 milligrams or 2 to 3 grams of vitamin C per day. And that's kind of a good threshold typically for that person. After that, if they're healthy, they'll feel like gurglies in their stomach. And if you keep taking after that, you're gonna eventually have diarrhea because it's water soluble. So the theory is that whatever you don't need, your body's like, bye, flushes it out of your system. So if you are sicker or under more stress and your body needs more vitamin C, you will notice that the threshold or the bowel titration, like when you hit that point, is higher. So when I was really sick with my sister, we were able to take anywhere from 60 to 80 grams a day, which is insane sounding to a lot of people. But because we were kind of at the end of our rope, I didn't mention that my sister was also extremely sick at the time as well. We were able to take that, and then what happened was exactly what he said, what the doctor said would happen, which was as we got healthier, our tolerance got lower. And I've noticed throughout all of these years of continuing to use vitamin C that that has still remained true. Oh, I thought my phone was ringing. For me as well. My amount, my threshold that I can handle of vitamin C fluctuates depending on how healthy I am. So I do take vitamin C daily because I have just found through experimentation that I think I need more vitamin C. I feel like every body, needs different things. People can be lower in certain things. Maybe their body's processing things differently. I feel good with extra vitamin C, even though I am getting vitamin C through my diet, through, raw fruits and vegetables. I like having that extra burst or boost. But when I am sick, this is my go-to treatment. I will take a lot more of this. And to keep this in perspective, one emergency packet is 1 gram of vitamin C or 1,000 milligrams. So in this case, each capsule is 1,000 milligrams. I would recommend starting off with 1. When you're doing it, you need to space it out so you can kind of feel like how you're feeling, how your tummy's feeling if you need it. I take 2 usually at a time because I'm always fine with 2. But yeah, that's my first thing. That was a long blabber on vitamin C. They won't all be this long, but this is my top thing. And I feel like vitamin C kind of doesn't get the attention it deserves. It's just like, oh yeah, vitamin C, whatever. But I think it's like a miracle worker and an amazing nutrient that has been harnessed. So next thing, kind of random. All of this is kind of random, but not random. But that is probiotics. And probiotics is another thing that I take daily. But I think especially if you're someone that is dealing with any kind of illness, really, or even like people that deal with maybe mood issues or sluggishness, they refer to the stomach in the holistic community as like the second brain, because there have been a lot of studies over the years that have shown that the stomach and the brain are really connected. And I can't give you like the science lingo behind that, but that's the very basic gist. So the probiotics that I take, or that are my favorite, I kind of alternate. I alternate a lot of vitamins. I'm not necessarily married to one brand. I'd say this has been the most consistent brand that I have purchased for vitamin C. But I kind of bebop around certain brands for a lot of other supplements, just depending on what I have access to, a lot of factors. But this has been my favorite probiotic I have ever used. And I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty much strictly just because of what I have read and watched videos about this probiotic. I kind of have been like indoctrinated to it. So it's not really like, I take that one and I'm like, this one is so much better. I'm sure there are other great probiotics, but when I've watched videos on this one, the way that they've talked about how they developed it was developed in Japan by this guy, Dr. Ohira, and it's a very long, extensive process. He also has something in the probiotics called postbiotics, which I had never even heard of until his brand. And it really impressed me. Like their process and attention to detail just really impressed me. So if you want to look up on YouTube Dr. Ohira's probiotics, they will give you much better spiels of why it is supposedly superior to others, but they sold me. And I've watched a good amount of probiotic stuff, and I've taken probiotics forever. But this probiotic, for some reason I watched it and I was like, sold. And I've heard from a lot of other people that they have experienced superior results from a lot of other people, a couple other people in health food stores, that they experienced better results using Dr. Ohhira's than some other ones. So it's worth checking out if you're in the market. And it's cool too because it doesn't have to be refrigerated, which is very counterintuitive because we assume that things that are good and fresh always have to be refrigerated. But the way that he ferments and the ingredients that he uses makes it, like, what do they call it? Shelf stable? It's fascinating. So go watch videos on this if you're in the market for new probiotics. So another kind of miracle product is something called grapefruit seed extract. So this I really don't take regularly. I only take this when I am sick or like recovering from an illness, because in different studies that people have done, they have actually found that grapefruit seed extract acts very similar to an antibiotic, like a healthier version of an antibiotic, but it actually acts so much like an antibiotic, supposedly, that this is actually not safe to take long term, supposedly. And you also need to take it in conjunction with a probiotic. So yeah, I pretty much just save this for, like, you know, it could be really anything. Like you could be having like a dental surgery. Don't know why that popped into my mouth, you know, or in my head, the flu, a cold, an injury. But really, I don't know if an injury is appropriate. Yeah, it acts like an antibiotic. So really things that are kind of more like sickness related. And what I'll do is I'll add a couple of drops in a veggie capsule and then I'll take the vitamin. And I'll do that, you know, maybe a few times a day. I am not one, once again, I'm not a doctor. I am not one that has ever really had any adverse reactions to more natural holistic treatments. So sometimes I'm not so measured, like I'm pretty like free-handed with a lot of my natural treatments because, like I said, I've never really had any bad kind of reaction and I've only experienced positive outcomes from things that I've treated naturally. But you can find a lot about, that's the thing, is like take all of this as like, yay, now go do your own research. But I have read a lot about GSC and there is so much information out there about it. So if you've never heard about it, of this product, just of grapefruit seed extract, I highly recommend checking it out. So another really great vitamin that I reach for if I'm fighting something, I don't reach for it like really like ever unless I am sick. Not only because from what I am aware of, it's not good to take unless you're sick, kind of like grapefruit seed extract, but also because it's expensive, and that is Echinacea with golden seal. And I don't really have much to say other than Echinacea is known to be great for boosting the immune system and fighting illness. My mom actually finds that she has way better results with Echinacea than she does with vitamin C. Vitamin C is my go-to. I like that I can measure it also with bowel tolerance, like, oh, there's a little gurgle, so there's my max. That's what my body needs. But I will also simultaneously take Echinacea because I know that studies have shown over and over that it is great for supporting your immune system when you're a little bit down for the count. I don't know the saying I'm looking for. But Echinacea is great. And from what I know, you want to look for Echinacea that has golden seal in it because the golden seal helps to amp up the benefits of the Echinacea. So my last two products, they're both from Young Living, but they're different products. So the first one is Young Living Multi-Greens, and this is basically just dried greens. Now I do take a green supplement every single day of some sort, whether it's from my Juice Plus capsules or this. I have a organic spirulina powder that I will take sometimes. I like to add in those boosts, those extra boosts of greens. But the thing is, when you're fighting something, you really want to up your nutrition and give your body the best chance it can and the most nutrients you can for it to do its thing naturally and to operate like the best it can naturally. I don't know, I feel like I worded that sentence weird. But yeah, so I reach for greens daily, but I had to include like some kind of dried grains because I do think that when you're fighting something, it becomes even more important to make sure you're getting in those nutrients. And greens are just full of so many vitamins and minerals, and greens are also very alkalinizing, which having a lot of people kind of struggle with having more like acid in their body, and by alkalinizing your body, often people can be put into like more of a healing state. I'm feeling slightly paranoid about how like overly simplistic I'm making all of this sound, but I don't cite my resources the best. I have done a lot of research. I'm also not a medical professional, like I said, and you can take a lot of this as like a jumping off point because I'm not just like making stuff up. I'm just sharing what I do and what I've experienced. So the last product I have is from Young Living, and this is their Thieves Oil, which Thieves is a blend of a couple of different essential oils that people have found helps with boosting their immune system a lot. So what I like to do is when I'm fighting something, or I know it's like the time of the year where everyone's getting sick, all of that, I will take a couple of drops of Thieves and apply it to the bottom of my feet, sometimes multiple times throughout the day. There's a lot of like, I don't know, rumors or information around the fact that oils can be absorbed well from the bottom of your feet. Now you want to be careful. Some people are very sensitive to oils on the skin, so you can mix it with a carrier oil like coconut oil or olive oil, avocado oil, anything like that. I am fine with it going directly on my skin, but you know, you want to see what your body can handle. So that's just kind of a piece of advice. And this can be, I think, a little bit hot sometimes for people because I think clove and cinnamon can be like hot for people. And what's in this, by the way, is clove oil, lemon oil, cinnamon oil, eucalyptus oil, and rosemary oil. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, it had been so long since I've even sat down to share any of this. And I was excited when Lee and Nicole asked me to be a part of this collab because I felt like it was going to give me a chance to like circle back and talk about these things that I haven't talked about in a while. So don't forget to check out their channel. I will link them down below. And they're doing, by the way, the same videos. I should have said this. They're doing the same videos over on their channel. So you can see different perspectives and where people are coming from. Lee has a background in holistic medicine, and Nicole has a daughter, and so she's coming from the mom perspective. And so I really think if you enjoyed this video, you will enjoy theirs. Don't forget to check my info box also for today's semi-secret, but not actually secret because I'm looking you in the eye and telling you about it right now, giveaway. And yeah, good luck to everyone. I will hopefully see you back here soon with another new video, and that is all. All right, bye guys.